Meghan literally broke down in tears because she is now seeing a real possibility of a divorce from Prince Harry. We have some insider information. I will share that with you. But I want to start off with something else equally important. Now, Valentine Lowe, we know him to be an author who spoke about Meghan and Harry and their lifestyle, the bully allegation, and all that. Take a listen to what he is saying here about Meghan Markle.
And secondly, they're keen to correct the narrative. They think that Meghan has been having it all her own way. She's portrayed herself as a victim of the royal family. And what they're saying is, actually, it's a more complicated story than that. There are two sides to this, and actually, there are other victims here as well.
Okay, so basically, when we hear from Meghan and Harry and the Sussex Squad that they are the victim, this is the narrative they have pushed on us. Until we found voices coming from people like Valentine Lowe, we get to know the truth, what exactly happened. Every time Meghan talks about, for example, suicide, every time Meghan talks about how she was treated in the monarchy, we always have to understand this. It is coming only from one side. There is more to it. People who are really bullied, not the Meghan, this the other way around, are not able to speak out most of the time because of the non-disclosure agreement they have. Obviously, for Valentine Lowe and for people like Tom Bower, they do not have to abide by any agreement with Sussex because they don't have one. And therefore, it helps us to understand and look into what is actually happening instead of what Meghan and Harry they're trying to portray themselves as. Now, when we talk about divorce, this is what is breaking the internet at the moment. Take a look at this speech of Eric Trump, and then I will talk to you more about this.
What I can tell you is my father had so much respect for the Queen, as did I. My mom knew so many of them for years. I think you probably know that. Had a great relationship with Diana and everyone else, and that's a very sacred kind of institution. And you can happily have those two back. We'll happily send them back from America. You can have them back over here, but I'm not sure if you guys want them any more than we might not want them anymore. They feel like they're on a little bit of an island of their own. But listen, you can always have bad actors in anything. You can always have spoiled apples in every orchard. But the institution of the royal family is beautiful, and it's something that's really actually admired by a lot of Americans, and I think that should be protected.
Okay, so basically right now, Meghan and Harry, they are panicking. This news of Eric Trump talking about possible deportation, looking into the immigration paper and all that, came into the attention of Meghan Markle through her team. It literally came to her attention through her team. This is how serious they are taking this. This is how serious it is getting. Once Meghan heard what Eric Trump has said, she was in tears. Why? There are a few reasons. The obvious reason is that Meghan Markle told Harry, again coming from an insider report, she is not going to be going anywhere other than where she is at the moment, California. Harry offered Meghan Markle to go with him to an African country where they could make it a second home, or to other country in the world. Could be, in Nigeria. The other option he gave to Meghan Markle was New Zealand. But Meghan Markle, she is not going to go anywhere. She is very much set up in California, and therefore she sees that because this cannot be accommodated, she cannot be accommodated anywhere else other than California. And because if Trump wins, if there is a election win for him, then of course he's going to be looking into those immigration papers that will bring out the truth, what Harry really said on those papers. So unlike the current administration the United States has, according to politicians and many royal commentators, when they will see the truth, then Donald Trump, if he thinks that he needs to take action, he will do so, and that would mean Harry getting kicked out from the country. Now, this is why the divorce is almost inevitable. I mean, if the election results favor Donald Trump. Now, let's talk about their lies in a different light. Meghan and Harry, they always speak lies. They use their Sussex Squad to peddle their narrative, to peddle their lies. And so when Meghan comes on TV cameras and talks about online bullying and online harm, we have to understand a few things. Now, Dan Wootton, he made some very interesting comment. Take a listen what he has to say about Christopher Boozy and the Sussex Squad.
Well, look, this plays into a much bigger issue. So Christopher Boozy, he is effectively the spiritual leader of the Sussex Squad. Now, the Sussex Squad, Meghan, they're actually a really nefarious force on the internet. They are the biggest group of trolls in the world. I think the vast majority of them are fake. I've learned that the key ringleaders will run hundreds and hundreds or even thousands of accounts. Bots are involved. But what the biggest issue is that Boozy claims to be the guy who's railing against internet trolling, just like Harry and Meghan do. Harry in his role at the Aspen Institute as this disinformation czar. And yet, when it comes to this story, they are the ones leading the charge when it comes to disinformation, trolling, and abuse. So I'm going to quite publicly now, Meghan, again, call on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, if they really believe what they say about trolling and disinformation on the internet, Harry and Meghan, the time has come for you to completely disassociate with Christopher Boozy and the Sussex Squad. If you are not prepared to do that, I believe you are leading this charge against your own family with online trolling. And I think it makes him the biggest hypocrites on the internet.
Absolutely. I mean, nobody can disagree with what he just said. What we have seen on the internet, Meghan Markle and her team, Boozy, just making the life of Princess of Wales, Catherine, her life, the life of the king, very, very hard, very, very difficult. Exactly what they have done to the late Queen. And we have I have always talked about this one, that Harry is not mentally stable, because this guy sometimes, I would say most of the time, what he says makes absolutely no sense. I'm going to be giving you one example for this one.
And now they can be in the next door room on a tablet or on a phone and can be going down these rabbit holes. And before you know it, within 24 hours, they could be taking their life. And now,
really, somebody will take their life because they went to their neighbor's house, they found something, and they take their life within 24 hours. And this is why people are calling them out, that they're completely losing it. They're completely losing their PR battle. They know nothing what they're talking about. And, we see Meghan Markle always trying to reestablish the narrative of her own, and also occasionally threatening the monarchy. One example is this one. Take a listen.
And I haven't really scraped the surface on my experience, but I do think that I would never want someone else to feel that way, and I would never want someone else.
Okay, so I have not done enough. I have not talked about my experience with the monarchy enough. I have so many things to speak. I have so many things to share with you guys about the monarchy. Is she threatening on camera? I'm 100% she is. This is exactly what she does. The other thing that I find to be very, very disturbing is that Jane Pauley, she did not learn any lesson from Oprah Winfrey. When Meghan was lying during that show, everybody caught her lies. Did Jane not take any heed, any lesson from that interview? Did she choose to be markled by Meghan Markle, just like Oprah was markled? This is what I really cannot understand. But of course, what I understand is Meghan's racist behavior, how uncouth she is, how she treats other people. I want to give you one example in this regard. Take a look at this picture. When a billionaire woman, an entrepreneur, sits next to her, take a look where Meghan's hand is. She is holding onto this billionaire entrepreneur, Jamie Kern Lima. And when a woman who lost her son in a suicide, look at Meghan's attitude towards her. And she is not obviously a billionaire, unlike Jamie Kern Lima. So when Meghan treats you, you have to understand where you're coming from. If you are not a billionaire woman, if you are not successful the way Meghan thinks you should be, then you can expect a very different treatment from Meghan Markle. And this is the real face of a hypocrite who goes on to brag about her accomplishments and travels to different countries, Colombia, Nigeria, tried to become a role model for women. Thank you for watching. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing.